I guess this would be the last video I do for tonight. I'd like to get up to 5 or 6 videos, but some of the computer problems, slowness of this computer is kind of hampering me a little bit. But up to number 29 on Billboard, not on Billboard's Hot 100. This is my fancy playlist of October 18th, 1997. Up to number 29. Well, up 9 notches from 38 the previous week in Vogue, or it could be pronounced as Unvogue. I remember Kurt Loder of MTV pronounced it as Unvogue, but I'm going to stick with In Vogue. Well, I got it listed as Hold On Too Long, but the song is actually called Too Gone Too Long by In Vogue. In Vogue, their first hit record was Hold On. That was back in 1990. Got vivid memories of that record. 4 Women back in the spring of 1990. And then they came out with their second album called Funky Divas. My Lovin', You're Never Gonna Get It. One of the best, had one of those great bass lines, a James Brown bass line in that record. My Lovin', that was back in the spring of 1992. And then in the summer of 1992, Give Him Something He Can Feel, the Aretha Franklin song that goes back to 1976. They did a lovely version of that record. And then Free Your Mind, explosive, almost a social commentary, perhaps a politically inclined rock and roll record. That song was nominated for Best Rock Performance by a Duo or Group, a Grammy nomination for that record, Free Your Mind. And then they came up with somewhat weaker Give It Up, Turn It Loose, loosely based on the James Brown record from 1969. Well, in Vogue, they have sold 20 million copies around the world. 20 million records around the world. They did have a comeback called Don't Let Go in 1996 that went to number 2 on Billboard's Hot 100. They started working on a new album when Dawn Robinson, she had some problems, contract problems that just reached a stalemate. She quit the group. She left the group in frustration in 1996, 1997. And Vogue, they carried on. They resolved to stay together as a trio, and they came up with the album. Their third album was called EV3, and the song Too Gone Too Long off that album went to number 33 on Billboard's Hot 100. Might not, God, I don't know if I should say this. Probably not one of their best records. I mean, this got the soulfulness, don't get me wrong. I mean, the girls can sing. And get this, David Foster, one of the great producers of all time, songwriters. He produced this record. David Foster, former keyboard player of Skylark. Remember the song Wildflower back in 1973? Well, he also, God, he worked with a whole bunch of people. He produced She's a Beauty by Tubes. Remember that song by the Tubes, She's a Beauty? That was back in 1983. He produced that along with numerous other songs. And Diane Warren wrote this song. Oh my God. You probably never heard of Diane Warren, but she is one of the most, well, you don't hear much from her anymore, but back in the 80s and 90s, into the early 2000s, she was a very prolific songwriter. She was writing one-hit record after another. Love Will Lead You Back by not Taylor Swift. Taylor Dane was one of them. Let me go to this Wikipedia page. They give a list of songs. Oh my God, it's just there's like they divided it up by alphabet: A, B, and C, D, M. Some of the songs that Diane Warren has written. She's written songs by LeAnn Rimes. Well, I'm trying to find something that you might recognize. The Arms of the One Who Loves You by Escape. That was a big hit for Escape back in 1996, 97. But she's written for Celine Dion. Blame It on the Rain. She wrote that by Milli Vanilli. Remember that? Blame It on the Rain in 1989. Diane Warren, she also wrote songs by Laura Branigan. Love and Understanding by Cher. That was a hit for Cher back in the summer of 1991. And going down, this is unbelievable, this list. And other songs that she's written songs by the Pet Shop Boys, Michael Bolton. Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship. From 87, she co-wrote that song. Don't quote me on this, but I think Albert Hammond also co-wrote that song, Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now, but I'm not 100% sure. For You I Will, which was a big R&B hit for Monica back in oh gosh, I forgot some of the years, 1995, 96. And well, here's the deal. Have you ever by Brandy? She's written that. She's written songs by Tony Braxton. I'm trying to pick up some other ones. Hillary Duff, Jessica Simpson. Well, you get the picture. I don't need to go on. She's written a whole bunch of hit records. Diane Warren. Gosh, no. I ought to do a Diane Warren weekend. Just play all the hit songs that was written by Diane Warren. And that's enough to fill a font right there. Well, she wrote the song Too Gone, Too Long, and, well, anyway, not one of In Folk's biggest hits. But I do have it up to number 29 on my fancy playlist the week of October 18th, 1997. Here it is.